You think the thing that makes your dog happiest is going on a daily walk? I used to believe that too. Until one day, I sat down and looked into my dog's eyes and realized that sparkle wasn't there anymore. I fed him, walked him, played with him, but something still felt missing. Have you ever felt that way? Like you're doing everything right, but your dog doesn't seem truly happy? The truth is, there are so many things dogs truly love. But most of us, even the most caring dog parents, never notice. Not because we don't care, but because these things are quiet, gentle, easy to overlook. Yet it's those small, seemingly insignificant things that make a dog's heart race with joy. And when you understand them, you unlock a whole new emotional world with your four-legged best friend. I'm about to share with you 13 things dogs love even more than going for a walk. And number 4? Vets agree it can actually pull a sad dog back from depression. If you think this is something every dog lover should know, hit that subscribe button, because I'm here to share things that touch the heart, not just tips on how to raise a dog. Now let's begin with the first one. The thing that, if you do it every day, will make your dog feel more loved than any gift you've ever given. One thing most dog parents overlook. Sometimes, what matters most isn't what you do for your dog, but whether you're really listening to them. Listening with your eyes, with your heart, with the tiny observations when they turn away, tuck their tail, or just let out a soft sigh. Dogs can't speak, but their emotions are always visible. In the slow steps, in the way they don't greet you like they used to. When you take the time to feel that without judging, without fixing, just being there and understanding, you're doing something no toy can replace. Sometimes what a dog needs isn't an answer. It's a heart still enough to listen. And once you learn to stay still and feel, another kind of magic appears. Presence, doing absolutely nothing. Just sitting next to your dog. No phone, no rushing, no trying to entertain. Just being there. And that's enough. Many people think love means constant play. But for so many dogs, the happiest moment of the day is curling up next to you. While you read, sip tea, or just breathe after a long day. Just having you nearby makes their whole world feel complete. And from those silent moments, a quiet but unbreakable bond begins to form. And once their heart feels safe, what they long for next is even deeper. To have a purpose beside you. You'd be surprised. Many dogs don't get sad because they lack toys. They get sad because they don't feel useful. Dogs are built to have roles, to feel valuable. Whether it's guarding the door, carrying a slipper, or lying by your feet at night. If you give them a small job, they'll do it with pride. A dog that's trusted with responsibility walks differently, looks at you differently, and loves you more deeply than ever. Nothing makes a dog's heart shine brighter than feeling important to the one they love. And when they feel that purpose, what they want next is even more subtle, or to be touched. Not out of habit, but with presence. A slow stroke, a scratch behind the ear at just the right time, or simply your hand resting on their head in silence, can heal an entire anxious day. Dogs feel every energy in your touch. If you pet them while distracted or rushed, they feel unsettled. But when you touch them with intention, they feel so safe. They can fall asleep right in your arms. When you touch your dog with presence and gentleness, you're not just soothing fur, you're calming their soul. And in that connection, another longing quietly surfaces, the freedom to choose a little bit of their own world, to pick today's walking route, to stop and sniff for just a little longer, to sit and take a break when they don't want to keep going. These tiny choices, while they seem like nothing, are how dogs feel respected. That you're not just their controller, you're their companion. When you give your dog the power to choose, you're telling them, you matter, your feelings are important. That sense of autonomy makes their heart stronger, braver, and even more trusting of you. And then you'll notice one of their favorite things, something hardly anyone talks about: your eyes when they look at them with softness and love. No words needed. Dogs read your emotions through your eyes. A warm glance, a short but fully present gaze, can comfort an anxious dog like a hug. But an empty glance or a cold stare when you're angry can leave a wound that lingers. Sometimes it's not the yelling that shakes a dog. It's the cold look they can't understand. And when you look at them gently, everything else seems less important. And that leads to another deep, often forgotten need: the feeling of being protected from the overwhelming world. Car horns, screaming kids, flashing lights, even your own stress. All of it can make your dog feel under attack, without you even realizing. They need a quiet corner, a blanket that smells like you, a space no one touches, to recover emotionally. Dogs don't just need you to protect their body. They need a safe space for their soul to breathe. And when you create that little haven, you'll notice your dog isn't just happier. They're more confident and resilient in a world that once confused them. And when a dog feels protected, they start to embrace even the tiniest gestures, like a gentle stroke, a hug, or a simple, repeated habit. Dogs don't need rigid routines, but they love predictability. When you feed them at the same time, go out at a familiar hour, or always say, "Let's go," before the walk. You're building a world they can trust. Those tiny daily rituals create a sense of total calm. When dogs know what's coming, they stop being afraid. They simply feel loved within the rhythm. And in that stability, a new kind of bond emerges. Not from loud excitement, but from intentional play. You don't have to run around throwing balls for hours. Sometimes, a quiet game of hide and seek, hiding a toy, or just lying on the floor and playing with your eyes, is enough to melt their heart. Dogs don't crave constant stimulation. They crave real connection through play that means something. It's not just activity. It's a message. I'm playing with you, not out of duty, but because you make me happy. And in that simple joy, there's something else equally powerful, but barely noticed: scent. Dogs live through smell. Your pillow, your shirt, your soap. These are emotional maps of you in their mind. When you leave an old shirt on their bed while you're gone, you're not just leaving a thing. You're leaving a feeling of being loved. Many dogs with separation anxiety don't miss people. They miss your smell. When a dog smells you even a little, it feels safe, like you're still holding them. That's why in every connection, your scent quietly holds their heart close, even when you're far away. But there's one last thing almost no one mentions: your emotions. Dogs know when you're anxious, angry, tired. They don't just sense emotions, they absorb them. If you're off balance, your dog becomes uneasy too. If you're calm, your dog lets out a sigh of relief. So sometimes, the best way to care for your dog is to take care of yourself. Let yourself rest. heal, feel loved. Because when you're emotionally well, you send out a peaceful energy that makes your dog feel everything's okay, because the person I love is okay. The fastest way to calm your dog is to become a safe haven for yourself first. And when all those tiny things come together, the gaze, the touch, the scent, the stillness, you realize what your dog truly needs isn't something grand. It's the way you show up every day. Maybe you once thought walking was the best part of their day. But now, you know, there are at least 13 things that bring your dog more joy than any walk in the park. So today, which one will you begin with? If any of this touched your heart, or your dog's, click subscribe. Because once you start listening to your dog's heart, you won't want to miss anything that could make them feel even more deeply loved.